Hear me now. There is a power that rests upon a woman who knows who she is. She does not chase, she does not beg, she does not compromise her worth for the approval of any man. There is a divine force within her that commands respect without uttering a word. When she enters a room, she does not have to fight for attention. Attention finds her, for she has set a boundary that separates her from the ordinary, and because of this men chase after her. Hear me well. A woman who truly understands her worth will never settle for less than she deserves. She does not beg for love, nor does she accept treatment that diminishes her dignity. Her respect for herself is not dependent on the approval of others. It is a fire that burns from within. She knows that if she does not honor herself, no one else will. She does not need to announce her value, for it is evident in the way she carries herself, in the way she speaks, in the way she moves through life. The world may try to convince her that she must lower her standards to keep a man, but she knows the truth. A man of worth will rise to meet her expectations, not expect her to shrink to meet his. This kind of woman does not tolerate disrespect. If a man speaks to her with dishonor, she does not argue or plead, she simply removes herself. If he plays games, she does not entertain them. If he is inconsistent, she does not make excuses for him. She does not chase, she does not beg, she does not wait for someone to recognize her worth. She already knows it. And because she carries herself with dignity, men recognize that she is not like the rest. She is not swayed by empty words or shallow flattery, for she demands more than talk. She requires action. A woman who respects herself sets the standard for how others will treat her. She does not allow herself to be used, mistreated, or undervalued. She does not trade her self-worth for temporary attention, nor does she sacrifice her peace for a man who cannot meet her at her level. If she senses manipulation, deceit, or a lack of effort, she does not stay and hope for change. She walks away, and let me tell you, brethren, when a woman walks in this level of self-respect, she becomes magnetic. She does not need to chase, for the right man will pursue her with honor and intention. But hear me well, self-respect is not just about rejecting what is beneath her. It is about embracing what is best for her. This woman invests in herself. She sharpens her mind, nurtures her soul, and strengthens her body. She does not wait for a man to complete her, for she is already whole. She walks with confidence, knowing that she is not desperate for love. She is deserving of it, and because of this, she will not settle for a relationship that drains her, diminishes her, or distracts her from her purpose. I tell you today, a woman who respects herself is a woman who will be pursued by a man of true character. She is not for the weak, nor for the indecisive. She is for the man who recognizes her value and is willing to rise to meet her. She does not settle because she knows that she is worth the wait, the effort, and the commitment. When she sets this boundary, men do not take her for granted. They chase after her, knowing that a woman like her is rare. Hallelujah. A woman who knows her worth does not run after love. Love comes to her. She does not plead, she does not beg. She does not diminish herself just to hold on to a man's attention. For she understands a powerful truth. What is meant for her will never require her to compromise her dignity to keep it. She is not swayed by sweet words with no action, nor does she waste her energy proving her value to someone who does not see it. She does not chase, she attracts, and she attracts not by games, not by manipulation, but by standing firm in her confidence, her standards, and her identity. Listen to me. The woman who chases after love is a woman who does not yet know her own treasure. When a woman begs for a man's attention, she is telling him that she does not believe she is enough. She is saying, "Choose me, notice me, love me, even if I must fight for your affection." But a woman who understands her worth will never utter these words. She knows that love, real love, does not require her to perform, to please, or to prove herself. If a man is truly interested, he will pursue her willingly, not out of obligation, not out of guilt, but because he sees her value and is willing to rise to meet her. And hear me well, the one who chases ends up exhausted, drained, and disrespected, The one who runs after love, pleading to be noticed, often finds herself in relationships where she is unappreciated and undervalued. But the woman who stands firm in her confidence, who does not settle for half love, who does not wait for a man to decide if she is worth it, this is the woman who is pursued with intention. She walks with grace, she loves herself fully, and because she does not desperately seek love, love comes seeking her. She knows this truth. Love should be a gift, not a transaction. She does not fall for empty promises, nor does she stay where she is only tolerated, not cherished. If a man's actions do not match his words, she does not wait for him to change. She moves on. She does not make excuses for inconsistency, nor does she waste time fixing what was never meant for her in the first place. And because she does not chase, she forces a man to choose. Either rise to meet her standard or step aside. Brethren, hear me today. A woman who refuses to chase is a woman who will be chased. A woman who knows her worth will never be an option. She will be a priority. She is not desperate, for she knows that the right man will recognize her without her having to beg for his attention. She does not lower herself to be loved. She stands in her greatness and allows love to find her. And let me tell you, when a woman moves in this confidence, the right man will pursue her with everything in him. Hallelujah! A woman who walks in wisdom does not wander aimlessly through life accepting whatever comes her way. No, she is not tossed by the wind, nor does she entertain confusion. She sets a standard, and she holds to it without fear or apology. She does not leave men guessing about what she will tolerate. She makes it known, and because of this she is not taken lightly, nor is she easily swayed by shallow promises or empty words. She stands firm, for she knows that a woman without standards is a woman without direction. Listen to me. The world has told women that if they set standards they will drive men away, but I tell you the truth. A real man is not intimidated by a woman with standards. A man of worth, a man of vision, a man who carries strength in his character. He welcomes the challenge. He sees her boundaries, and instead of walking away, he rises to meet them. He recognizes that she is not common, that she is not for the weak or the double-minded. And because of this, he respects her all the more. But a woman without clear standards invites confusion. She is easily manipulated, easily led astray, and easily mistreated. She tolerates mixed signals, inconsistent behavior, and half-hearted effort, and do you know what happens? She becomes exhausted. She wonders why she is not valued, why men do not commit, why she feels used and unappreciated. But the problem is not just with the men, it is with the lack of standards. A woman who does not define her worth will always be left disappointed by those who take advantage of her uncertainty. And hear me well. When a woman sets a standard, she must be prepared to stand by it. It is not enough to say what she will not tolerate. She must act on it. If she says she wants a man who respects her, but she entertains disrespect, her words mean nothing. If she says she will not accept dishonesty, but she allows lies to go unchecked, she is already compromised. And let me tell you, men will test her. They will see if she truly means what she says. And if she does not, they will learn that they can push her limits and still remain in her life. A woman with clear standards does not tolerate inconsistency. If a man plays games, she does not engage. If he disappears and reappears when it suits him, she does not entertain his presence. If he speaks of commitment but his actions do not align, she does not wait for him to change. She moves forward. She does not waste her time trying to convince a man to be what he is not. For she knows that a man who truly values her will not need convincing. He will prove his worth through his action. And let me tell you something powerful. A woman who sets clear standards is a woman who gains respect, not only from men, but from the world around her. People take notice of a woman who knows her value. She is not mistreated easily, nor is she manipulated into situations that drain her spirit. She walks with confidence, and this confidence creates an invisible force around her, a force that separates her from those who do not take her seriously. But hear me now. Setting standards does not mean a woman must be cold or arrogant. No, a woman can be warm, kind, and loving while still maintaining her boundaries. She does not need to be harsh, she simply needs to be firm. She does not need to explain herself 100 times, she simply needs to follow through. And when she does this, she sends a message to every man she encounters. I am not desperate. I am not easily swayed. I am worth the effort, and if you are not willing to rise, step aside. Brethren, I tell you today, a woman who sets clear standards will never be confused about where she stands with a man. She will not question whether she is being played, whether she is being taken for granted, whether she is wasting her time, for a man who truly desires her will meet her standards with joy, not resistance, and the ones who refuse, they will eliminate themselves. She does not need to push them away, her standards will do the work for her. And so I declare to you now, the woman who sets her standards high and stands by them will be pursued by men of substance, men of character, men of strength. She will not attract the weak, the lazy, or the unsure. No, she will be chased by the ones who are willing to rise to the occasion, and when she is finally met by the right man, he will not feel burdened by her standards, he will be honored to meet them. Hallelujah! A woman of true strength and wisdom does not shape her life around a man, she builds her life around her purpose. She knows that her existence is not to be spent waiting for love, chasing after relationships, or molding herself to fit someone else's expectations. No, she is called to something greater. She understands that before she is anyone's partner, she is a woman of vision, a woman of destiny, a woman with a purpose that cannot be ignored. And because of this, she walks a path that is guided by her passions, her growth, and her divine calling. Listen to me. A woman who prioritizes her purpose does not sit idly by, waiting for a man to complete her. She does not place her dreams on hold in the hope that someone will come along and give her life meaning. She does not shrink herself to fit into a relationship that does not align with her destiny. No, she keeps moving forward, building, expanding, and evolving into the best version of herself. And do you know what happens when she does this? She attracts a man who values her for the powerful woman that she is. A weak man will want a woman who revolves around him. He will want her to set aside her ambitions, her dreams, her growth, all to make him the center of her world. But a strong man, a man of worth, a man who understands his own purpose, he will celebrate a woman who is driven, focused, and passionate. He will not feel threatened by her success. He will be inspired by it. He will not try to dim her light. He will push her to shine even bright, and because she refuses to settle for anything less, she will never end up with a man who wants to limit her. And let me tell you something, brethren. A woman who prioritizes her purpose walks differently. She carries herself with a confidence that cannot be faked, a self-assurance that cannot be shaken. She is not desperate for validation, nor does she need constant reassurance. She does not beg for attention, because she is already deeply fulfilled by the work she is doing in her life. She is not looking for a man to give her worth, she already knows she is valuable, and this makes her magnetic. This makes men chase her, because they see that she is a woman unlike any other. But hear me well, some will tell her that she must choose her purpose or love. They will try to convince her that being driven, being ambitious, being focused on her destiny means she will never find a man. But let me tell you, that is a lie. A woman who is committed to her purpose will not be left alone. She will be pursued by a man who is strong enough to walk beside her, not in front of her, not behind her, but beside her as an equal. A woman with purpose does not settle for just any relationship. She does not give her time, her energy, or her love to a man who does not align with where she is going. She is not interested in a man who is intimidated by her drive. She is not drawn to someone who wants to control or limit her. No. She is looking for a man who adds to her life, who supports her vision, who encourages her to rise even higher, and because of this, she does not waste time on distractions, on half-hearted effort, on men who do not see her worth. And let me tell you something powerful. When a woman is focused on her growth, on her passions, on her destiny, she naturally commands respect. She does not need to demand it. Her very presence makes it clear that she is not to be played with. She sets boundaries not out of arrogance, but out of wisdom. She knows that her time is precious, her energy is valuable, and she will not give herself to someone who does not see her worth. Brethren, I tell you today, a woman who prioritizes her purpose will always attract the right kind of man. She will not need to chase, to beg, to compromise. She will walk in her purpose, and the right man will see her, recognize her value, and pursue her with everything in him, and because she refuses to settle, she will find herself in a relationship that does not drain her, but empowers her, strengthens her, and pushes her toward her destiny. And hear me now, a woman's purpose is not something to be placed on hold for the sake of love. Love should enhance her life, not limit it. She should never feel like she must choose between her dreams and a relationship. The right man will support both. The wrong man will make her feel guilty for being ambitious, but the right man will celebrate her for it, and that is why she waits, not for just anyone, but for the one who truly understands her worth. So, I declare to you today, a woman who walks boldly in her purpose will be chased by men who recognize her greatness. She will not settle, she will not shrink, she will not apologize for being powerful. She will live her life fully, pursue her destiny without fear, and in the process she will attract a man who is worthy of her. Hallelujah!